The Rebel Capitalist Show.
Maybe 30, 40 years ago, our society really revolved around religion to a certain extent. It was much more of a priority. It gave a lot of people, or more people, meaning. And again, it's not that it's good or bad. It's just, it is what it is. And now we've kind of moved away from that. And if you're going to argue that people need some sort of meaning in their life that was filled or satisfied by religion, and now they don't have that meaning, doesn't that make them more tribal and try to gravitate towards something, anything that fills that void? And so is that correct? And then how does that play out, or how does that layer over this lost boys generation, or maybe a lot of the women that are finding it so difficult to find an adequate person to date and or marry?
Prior to the sexual revolution, the way most couples got together was either through school, through friends or family, and through the church. Right now, the number one skyrocket, ever since like about 2005, 2007, the skyrocketing way couples come together is online. It's always through Tinder, it's through Hinge, it's through Bumble, it's all, or heck, even Instagram. I talked with the guys in Fresh and Fit about this. Instagram is the number one dating application, really, when you think about it, because you are your own brand right now. I don't care if you're George Gammon, right? This is what you talk about. This is your YouTube channel. You're your own brand. I'm my own brand as well. But even the young girl who's 18 years old, who has a big, huge, live archive of photos and stuff, she is branding herself as whatever that personality happens to be. So when couples get together, it's like similar to like when you go and you're interviewing for a job. As soon as you leave that office, they go, okay, let's look at his Facebook, let's look at his Instagram. Is he really who he says he is? It's the same thing as far as couples coming together. But what used to be the sort of the matchmaker, let's say, was religion, it was school, and it was friends. And religion, up until pre World War II, maybe even post war, was church. And you would find your husband or your wife through church or through family who were going to the same church anyways. And possibly going to school. Again, remember, women didn't really get into education as much as they did until they got into like the 50s and 60s and 70s. So what is meaningful? Like I write about this also in book 4, is that human beings are innately tribalistic, and our first tribe is our family. That's why we have what's called kin altruism. So you're going to protect your wife and your babies first and foremost. You're going to take a bullet for them. You're going to go down with the ship before men are the disposable sex, women are the valuable sex. Sperm is cheap, eggs are expensive. So when we're talking about tribalism, your first tribe is your family, and then maybe your niece, right? Maybe your nephew, maybe your brother, maybe your uncles, and so then the family becomes extended from that point. And then it's okay, well, you're related to her, you're related to them. And then it becomes sort of a tribe. You might not necessarily be direct blood relatives, but that tribe becomes sort of your group. And then usually it's about 150 to 200 people. And then it becomes sort of this nation. And you're looking for things that unite us. Team sports. I hate the Niners, right? I mean, that's my tribe. If you look at all the tribes that people have, it's not just about, it becomes less about your direct genetic lineage, and it becomes more about what your team mentality, what your beliefs are. So now my tribe might be Christianity. My tribe might be Islam. My tribe might be the 49ers. My tribe might be the band
Republicans or Democrats or liberals or Democrats.
Exactly. This is where I part ways with guys like, and I love Godsod to death, but this is where I part ways with Godsod and Jordan Peterson, is that they want to reduce tribalism. I'm gonna say there's no way you're going to get that out of the machine that is the human being, because that's where we're at. I am invested emotionally and ego wise into my own family. I'm going to do what's best for my family. I need to have authority over it, and I also have to take responsibility for it. So that's like that kin altruism side of things. And we expand that as human beings into other like belief sets. It could be even an economic belief set. I'm a communist, I'm a capitalist, that kind of stuff. That becomes
I wear a mask, you don't.
Right. I'm black, you're white. that's your triad. You cannot even be blood related, but when you have certain familiarity, human beings are really good at pattern recognition, right? We can see a big herd of brown cows, and if there's a purple cow in the herd, our eyes are gonna go to that, because we're looking for what's called predictive frameworks. I think you mentioned that in the beginning of this. Is human beings want to have some sort of categorization. We want to make order and sense out of the chaos. And how we do that is through pattern recognition. What looks familiar to us? Why is symmetry something that's beautiful to human beings, right? Because
it's like technical analysis and looking at stocks. Yeah.
Yeah. And we don't, yeah, exactly. And we don't, when we do it, and you could make an economic reference to this, but we do that automatically. It's just something that is like instinctual to us. It's in our peripheral awareness to be able to do those things. Tribalism is also one of those things as well. So that's why you get things like Antifa. That's why you get things like Black Lives Matter. That's why because it's the tribe, it's the group, my team above all else. The sisterhood of Morales. I'm on team woman, feminism, gynocentrism. There's no bigger tribe than the tribe of women right now. And so when you look at tribalism, I don't think it's a bug. I think it's a feature, but it's something that we need to sort of take into account to create a predictive framework about what it is that human beings are going to do, why it is we behave in certain ways, and why there is a human nature to begin with.
And especially when you lay over social media and echo chambers.
Oh yeah.
Because Facebook, Twitter, whatever it is,
yeah,
the way they get you on their platform or to spend more time is by introducing you to things that you've expressed interest in the past, therefore creating that feedback loop and that echo chamber that makes it very, very difficult for people to psychologically remove themselves from.
Right.